Hi guys! Good afternoon everyone! How are you? This is Janine Gutierrez. I'm WWF Philippines National Youth Ambassador and welcome to the 6th episode of Panda Talks. Hi guys! Nice to see you again. If you joined me in my previous Panda Talks, hello po ulit. And if it's your first time na mag-meet tayo. Hello po, ako po si Janine. So if you guys aren't familiar, Panda Talks is WWF Philippines free live streaming educational series which aims to inform the people about the work being done by WWF as well as to equip you guys with information when it comes to conservation issues. And actually, WWF isn't only about conservation issues, pero it's rooted talaga in helping Filipinos overcome these hurdles and environmental issues that we always face. So, eto na. Did you guys know that June 7 is considered the National Safety Day? June is actually the National Safety Month, guys. So World Safety Day is celebrated every June 7, which is 2 weeks ago. So, for today's episode, with so many of our fellow Filipinos going into online food selling and home-based food businesses, nako, ako sobrang suki ako dyan. Today, we will talk about the importance of food safety and food waste management. Kaya naman, perfect talaga and very timely ang topic natin today. So, for those of you who may not know, I have another trivia. The theme for World Safety Day is food safety. Food safety, everyone's business. So, with online selling becoming an alternative source of income for our Filipino brothers and sisters, alam niyo naman ng mga Pinoy sobrang galing rumakit. Importante na matuto tayo ng food safety practices and proper food waste management. Lalo na at parami ng parami ang nagbebenta ng kanilang mga homemade delicacies using social media and word of mouth, iba-ibang Viber group, laganap ang mga bagong food businesses. So these days, I know you guys have probably seen online, una sa lahat, ube pandesal. Pangalawa, sushi bake. At iba-iba pang food items na nakikita natin sa mga ating social media feeds. So guys, kayo, ano bang mga favorite nyo na mga no-order nyo from mga small businesses? Please tell me in the comment section. Ako, I think my favorite would have to be sushi bake and banana bread. And yung mommy ko may binebenta na bopis na super sarap. So, yan ang aking mga favorites. So, before I introduce our speaker, can we do a quick location check, guys? Actually, kanina ko pa nakikita na kino-comment yung mga location niya. So, please, let's do a quick location check with the audience now. Comment your location so we can give you a shout out. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I can see people from Himaymalayan City, Negros Occidental, Caloocan City, Quezon City, City of Manila, May Kawayan, Bulacan, Ilocos Sur, Davao, Cebu, Bacolod. Hi guys! I hope you are all well in your own cities and thank you for spending your afternoon with us. So maraming salamat po dahil nandito kayo. Also, we encourage everyone to stay tuned until the end of the program because WWF will be giving away some merchandise as prizes for our game later. Yes, guys, may pa-game na tayo ngayon. So let's get the ball rolling. Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone's excited and maybe hungry dahil napag-usapan natin ng ating mga favorite food. But let's get the ball rolling. So ladies and gentlemen, everyone, let's all welcome WWF Philippines Project Manager for the Sustainable Diner Project, Miss Melody Melo Reich. Hi, Miss Melo!
Hi! Hi, Pretty Janine, and hi din sa mga viewers natin here in the Philippines and in abroad. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi!
Nice to see you again, Miss Mel. Thank you for
Hello!
joining us. Quick
Yes.
background lang, Miss Mel. Can you give us some background about you and your work with WWF? Ano ba tong Sustainable Diner Project?
Yes, oh. So the Sustainable Diner Project, Janine, we started last 2017 pa, and our focus mainly is to really reach out to the food service establishments, so the food service industry, so that we can help them to be more eco-friendly and more sustainable in terms of their business models and operations. Yun nga lang, because of this pandemic, we sort of had a little bit time off with them, and we really want to connect with them soon, and also to the viewers who are in the food business. So welcome to this Panda Talks for today.
Actually, sakto, Miss Mel, kasi pakiramdam ko, medyo dumami yung ating mga kababayan na biglang napa-food business because it's another sideline and talagang patok na patok online yung mga home-based food businesses. So, I'm sure everyone is excited na to learn what you're going to tell us, Miss Mel. So, anytime you're ready po, take it away.
Yes, okay. So Janine, yan, tama-tama. You're right in saying that Filipinos are really innovative, and they, because of the challenges that we faced during this pandemic, some people really resort to online selling and online businesses. But for this case, even if you're doing that, it doesn't take away the fact that food safety is actually a shared responsibility between the sellers, the food businesses, and of course, our consumers, the dining public. So tayong lahat, we all have a stake in making sure that our food is safe, nutritious, and healthy to eat. So food safety, everyone's business, is the theme for this year's World Food Safety Day. So you mentioned a while ago that June 7 is actually the World Food Safety Day talaga. So it was celebrated 2 weeks ago, and it is by virtue of the UN General Assembly resolution in 2019. So technically speaking, for this year, this is just the second year that we are celebrating food safety. And
Bagong
the
occasion to, Miss Mel.
Yes, oo, bagong-bago. Kumbaga sa mga occasions ng WHO and FAO, isa to sa mga baby or mga bagong launch na celebrations nila. So the main purpose of the World Food Safety Day is really to highlight the importance of the efforts of the governments and other stakeholders in making sure that food safety is part of the achievement of food security, of human health, of sustainable development, of economic prosperity, of market access, agriculture, and tourism. And it's very timely because we want to make sure that we are healthy all the time. So our health and well-being are our utmost priorities, ano? And food safety is part of that basic human need natin to have a safe, nutritious, and healthy food. That's why we really want to discuss this with you, and also to provide some clarifications and some more information regarding food and COVID-19 disease, kasi baka yung iba diyan may mga misconceptions or meron silang idea on food, COVID-19 na we can clarify today. And siguro, Janine, if I may, we can have a smooth discussion for the next few minutes. We will be having an outline of the things that we will be discussing for today. So the first one, we really want to clarify the relationship of COVID-19 and food. Ano nga ba talaga ang relasyon ng COVID-19 sa food? Or meron ba tayong mga initial idea that COVID-19 is really something that is related to food? Number two, we wanted to provide you with some practices that you can safely do at home, especially those who are in the business nga. Even if you are at home, not doing a business, you are just feeding your family or yourself, meron po kami mga practical tips na ibibigay sa inyo.
Okay.
The third one is, yun nga, since we are already starting to provide mga services coming from the food businesses, even if it's at limited capacity, we wanted to provide you also with some guidelines that would help you to operate safely in this time of pandemic. And last but not the least, ito very important ito, food waste. Food waste is actually related to food safety in a way, and we want to make sure that you guys achieve reduction of food waste without compromising food safety.
Oh my
So
God.
yan yung basic outline natin for today. So yeah,
Perfect.
ready ka na,
Ang
Janine?
dami. Yes,
Oo.
ready na, Miss Mel. Pero Miss Mel, before we start, dahil nga June 7 is our new food safety holiday, nakapag-celebrate po ba this year ng World Food Safety Day?
Yes, definitely nakapag-celebrate naman. Although just like any other celebrations right now, it's done digitally. So there are a lot of materials that were released, for example, by WHO, by FAO, by other agencies to commemorate World Food Safety Day. So hindi lang yung mga organizations na yun yung nag-celebrate ng World Food Safety Day. Even WWF celebrated, and we actually released materials for our general public to have a look, and later on I will be discussing them in detail.
Perfect. Sige po, Miss Mel,
Okay.
ready na po kaming makinig.
Okay, sige. Let's start with the first issue, yung COVID-19. Okay.
Yes.
So COVID-19, I'm sure we are already been bombarded with a lot of information. We have been seeing it in the news, but just to provide you some recap, your COVID-19 is a disease. So it's the disease is caused by a virus known as your SARS-CoV-2 virus. So when you say a virus, Janine, technically hindi siya buhay. So it's a non-living microorganism, pero kinaklasify natin siya as a microorganism. But technically, it needs a living host in order for it to survive and to replicate. So your COVID-19 disease is a respiratory disease, hence the virus is a respiratory virus, and the mode of transmission is mainly human to human through the droplets of coming from your saliva or discharges from your nose. So yun talaga yung mode of transmission niya. And you should have really a close contact with someone who has COVID-19 for you to acquire the disease or the virus, to get it from someone. So that's the rationale behind our famous physical social distancing. So yan yun.
Miss
Okay?
Mel, I think kasi na mahirap din ngayon dahil ang daming lumalabas na rumors, fake information. So I'm so happy you clarified that. And para malinaw, siguro madami ding nag-iisip, is it even possible that COVID-19 can be transmitted through food?
Yes, oo. So siguro, Janine, bago ko sagutin 'yan, ipapakita ko lang din siguro yung mga symptoms ng COVID-19 disease para makita nila that the symptoms is actually very synonymous to the symptoms of other diseases, and it doesn't get away with the fact yung mga foodborne illnesses natin, meron din siyang mga similarities in terms of symptoms sa COVID-19. So, ito, example, yung fever, yan, yung mga tiredness, aches and pains, diarrhea, very common din yan sa mga foodborne illnesses natin. Di ba pag minsan nakakain tayo ng hindi maayos yung luto ng food, automatic ang tiyan natin sumasakit. So, very synonymous yan sa mga symptoms ng COVID. And meron din tayong na-experience sa mga difficulties in breathing kapag ka yung foodborne illness medyo matindi. Medyo severe yung reaction ng katawan natin for that. And when you say COVID-19 disease, the manifestation usually is 5 to 6 days up to 14 days. Hence, we have this 2 weeks of community quarantine. So, yan yung mga symptoms na pwede natin makita sa COVID-19 disease na pwede rin natin makita kapag nagkaroon tayo ng foodborne illness. So, to answer your question, ito na talaga yung dapat natin i-clarify.
Yes.
Can COVID-19 disease be transmitted to food? Oo. So, for now, there are no evidence showing that a person did get COVID-19 coming from food, given the fact that it is a respiratory virus. It comes from a respiratory virus, and you get it from inhalation or respiration. But even if it's not the main mode of transmission of getting COVID-19 disease, we are still considering that food safety should prevent contamination and transfer of diseases at all times. We should avoid that. Hindi lang for COVID, hindi lang for foodborne illness, but also to other diseases. And we must make sure that food safety practices are in place, and we have to make sure that we get our food from safe sources. So, iniiwasan din natin, Janine, yung pagkain ng mga food na hindi natin alam kung saan nanggaling. Classic example dyan, yung mga wild meat natin. Yung hindi natin kilala or hindi natin alam kung saan nanggaling, kasi syempre, it's very unusual for us to consume yung mga ganong klaseng pagkain. And we all know that there is a slight possibility or a possibility that some diseases from animals can be transferred to humans by getting or consuming food from unsafe sources. So, yan.
By wild meat, Miss Mel, ano po ba yung maka-classify mo as wild meat?
Ito yung mga hindi common na kinakain natin. For example, kasi yung common na kinakain natin, ito yung mga usual livestock natin. We have your beef, we have your pork, your chicken, your fish. So, yun yung common. Yung mga hindi natin kadalasang kinakain, and usually nandun sila sa kanilang specific habitat at sila ay hinuhuli illegally. Hindi yan yung mga maka-classify natin na wild meat, yung uncommon natin na kinakain.
Got it, Miss Mel. Pero Miss Mel, what about kunyari yung pagkain mo naubuhan tapos kakainin mo? If then, would it be possible na makuha mo yung COVID-19 ng isang tao?
Oo. Let me clarify this in saying na pag sinabing no evidence in food, sa ngayon wala pa tayong nare-report na cases na ganon. Pero yung sinasabi mo, it's still a possibility. So, it's a slight possibility that you can get it from the surfaces. Kasi, di ba, yung food, pwede din siyang surface. Dahil yung COVID-19, it can stay to certain surfaces for several hours. Like, for example, sa cardboard, it can stay for 24 hours. Sa plastics and sa metal, it can stay for 72 hours. So, may posibilidad. But, we don't have yet a report. We don't have the report yet na meron nang nangyaring ganon. Pero pwedeng mangyari yon. Kaya nga sinasabi natin na yung contamination should be avoided at all times.
Okay po.
Ayun. So that's COVID-19 and its relationship to food. So ang case in point natin dito is COVID-19 is a respiratory disease coming from a respiratory virus. So it's not a foodborne virus.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, Miss Mel, it's really important to keep our food safe, especially in this time, 'di ba? Lalo ngayon talagang everyone is so careful with their health. So, what are the tips that you can share naman to our audience so that we can all keep our food safe at home?
Wow. Yan, Janine. Good question and good thing we were able to provide a material that would give you the 5 steps how to keep your food safe at home and also for those online sellers who are cooking at home, ano. So, just to give you a background, we have a short video and it will be discussed in detail one by one later.
Perfect.
Ayan. So, Janine and also our viewers, we will be providing you with 5 basic steps on how to keep your food safe at home. And the number one practice, ito Janine, nako, kailangan nating i-remind ang mga tao dito kasi even though it may seem simple and I think we do this every day, we still need to remind people that we need to do this more often.
Yes.
Diba? So the very first one is to practice personal hygiene at all times. And by way of saying personal hygiene, we have 2 things that we have to do. First one is your proper hand washing. So the second one would be bathing. So later on, I will be discussing them. So yung proper hand washing natin, definitely we know that in order for us really to remove yung mga physical dirt and also reduce the microbial load coming from our hands, we have to make sure that we wash our hands for at least 20 seconds. 20 seconds. And usually we cover our palm of the hands until our wrist, but you can also cover your lower arm. So pwede nyo isama hanggang elbow. And ito, hindi sinasama to minsan sa paghuhugas. Whenever you rub your hands with soap, you have to make sure that your nails are clean also. That's why whenever you build a ladder from the soap, so you have to, the circular motion.
Wash
You have to
your...
include your fingernails.
Okay.
Iikot mo siya. Yan.
Miss Mel, I didn't know that. Siguro yan,
Oo.
I'm sure hindi lang ako, kayo ba guys? Did you know na kailangan nyo din gawin yon? Kasi yung 20 seconds, alam ko. Pero siguro nga, it's very important na sinabi mo yon, Miss Mel. Kasi I'm sure madami ang hindi nakakaalam nun.
Yes, oo. Kasi syempre yung mga dirt and the microorganisms can also go into your fingernails. So you can do this circular motion so that you can remove also some of the dirt or some of the microorganisms in your fingernails. And of course, when you do your hand washing, you have to be very cautious also with your water usage. So if you watch the previous Panda Talks that we had, it is said that when you open your faucet for at least 30 seconds, you are already using 1.5 liters of water. So whenever you're rubbing your hands with soap, patayin nyo muna yung faucet ninyo to conserve water. Okay?
Oo nga, baka madaming nakakalimot din nun. So thank you, Miss Mel, for that.
Yon, oo. So, even if we are practicing good personal hygiene, we don't have to sacrifice naman yung pag-use natin ng mga resources na meron tayo eh. So, the second one would be regular bathing. So, in Tagalog, maligo araw-araw. And most especially now, when you go outside and you will be exposed to a lot of microorganisms, not only SARS-CoV-2 virus, you have to really be regularly. I think that dapat naman tayo mga Pilipino aware dyan, especially here in our country, di ba? Medyo tropical and mainit. So, madalas tayong naliligo. So, very important yan. Lalong-lalo na dun sa mga nagpe-prepare ng food natin. So, you have to make sure that you are clean talaga from head to toe.
Oo, baka may mga nandadaya, Miss Mel, puro hands lang wina-wash.
Oo nga, yun. Isa pa yun. So, hindi nyo alam, your hands can touch anything kasi. So, even if you wash your hands, pero madumi naman yung other parts of your body, then wala din. So, lang din tayo, nagko-contaminate lang din tayo. Possible contaminant pa rin yung kamay natin and basically tayo. So, yun. So, that's the first tip that we have. The second one is clean and sanitize. Sige, may pop quiz ako sa iyo, Janine. Do you have any idea ba ano yung difference ng cleaning and sanitizing?
Alam mo, Miss Mel, parang pareho lang sila for me. Pero I think I have an idea. Feeling ko sanitize has more to do with using soap and alcohol. Ano po ba yung tama, Miss Mel?
Okay, sige. So, yung sagot mo naman, it's tama naman yon. So, pag sinabi nating cleaning kasi, you're just removing the physical dirt that you see, yung kita mo talaga. For example, may mga soil, or may mud, or halimbawa may natapon, then you will wipe it. That's what we call cleaning. Pero yung sanitizing, tama ka in saying that you are using mga soaps that contain mga antibacterial or antiviral properties and yung mga sanitizing solutions natin. So the purpose of that is to really kill, eliminate, or reduce the microorganisms naman. So pag cleaning, yung nakikita natin, yung tinatanggal natin. Pag sanitizing, we are removing the microorganisms that we cannot really see. So, yun yung...
What's important, di ba, Miss Mel? So, hindi pwedeng clean lang, hindi pwedeng sanitize lang. Dapat pareho.
Both. Oo. Kasi, pag hindi ka nag-clean, chances are, even if you put a sanitizing solution, you cannot kill kasi masyadong marami yung microorganisms that might be present. So, you have to clean first, then you have to sanitize. Kaya, whenever you're doing hand washing, after hand washing, you have to put sanitizer. Yun. Okay. So, ano ba yung mga usually ginagamit natin na mga sanitizer? So, for the hands, alam naman natin that we are using yung mga alcohol natin, either isopropyl or ethyl alcohol for at least 60% solution.
60% pataas.
Yes, 60% pataas. Yun yung gagamitin natin. Pero usually yung masyado ng matataas, above 85, pag nilagay mo siya sa hands mo, nag-evaporate na siya agad eh. So, between 60 to 85% solution para magamit mo pa siya. Then for sa mga surfaces natin, we are using mga chlorine-based na mga sanitizing solution. So what's the most important thing that you have to know here is you use FDA-approved sanitizing solutions and hindi yung mga basta-basta lang na mga solutions na walang approval coming from FDA.
So, why is that important, Miss Mel? Baka ba maloko kami ng mga fake na disinfectant? And how can you tell if it's FDA approved? Do we look for the logo sa bote?
So pag ganon, usually they have this FDA registration number. Makikita niyo siya dapat doon sa packaging ng inyong sanitizing solution. So tama ka, Janine. The reason why we want to do that is because we want to make sure na yung binili ninyo is effective naman and na-test siya ng FDA na safe to use. So, hindi po pwede yung mga kung saan-saan mo nilang na-purchase yan. Oo.
Yeah. Sige
baka po. Hindi rin kasi siya ganun ka-effective kapag alam mo na, medyo fake ang ating mga nabili.
Or baka diluted, no, Miss Mel? Yung hindi
Yes,
siya
oo.
70% or kung
Mm.
ano man.
Yes, tama yon. Baka ma-short change ka. Instead of makatulong sa'yo, baka lalo pang makasama. Because you're not following the right sanitizing solution concentration pagka ganun.
Okay po.
So, yun. So, the third one is, eto. Yan. Even if we are just cooking for our families, for our friends, for ourselves, we still have to practice this. And usually sa bahay, medyo hindi tayo aware dito, no? That we have to really separate our raw and cooked food. So, yung raw food kasi natin, they have more microorganisms than your cooked food eh. Kasi your cooked food already has been parang na-treat na siya, na heat-treated na siya. So, there's already a kill step for your microorganisms. So, you have to make sure that your raw food should have their separate, for example, chopping board and knife na gagamitin mo.
Pati knife, Miss Mel.
Yes.
Oh my
Oo,
gosh. Ako pa naman nagtitipid ako para konti lang yung huhugasan ko. Pero that's important talaga kasi baka ma-cross-contaminate.
Yes, ayan. Nasabi mo na, Janine, yung magic word natin, yung cross-contamination. It's really the reason why we want to separate your raw food from your cooked food kasi cross-contamination is very much possible pag gumagamit ka lang ng isang chopping board or isang knife. Okay?
Okay
So, pero baka sabihin sa akin ng mga viewers natin, magastos yun. Diba? You will be buying another set. But if you will be doing that, I suggest if you don't have another set of knife or chopping board or material, make sure na when you use it for cooked food, you wash, you clean, and you sanitize your utensils thoroughly na lang.
Okay.
So, yun. Para naman, ma-sure naman natin na maiiwasan natin din yung cross-contamination. Okay? Yes. So, the fourth practice that we want to share with you is cook and store food properly. So, the reason behind this is all about our capital T, and that is your temperature. So, Janine, malaki yung role ng temperature sa pag-grow and pagdami ng microorganisms natin sa pagkain. So, we have this term, we call it the temperature danger zone, wherein your microorganisms grow best at this temperature. So, yung temperature na yon is between 5 to 60 degrees Celsius or 40 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yun yung iniiwasan nating temperature na ma-reach ng pagkain natin. Otherwise kasi, dumadami yung mga microorganisms natin doon. So,
5 to 60, Miss Mel? Ang laki ng pwedeng pasukan.
Oo. Kaya nga, meron naman tayong tinatawag na 2-hour rule. So, kapag yung food mo nagstay sa room temperature ng more than 2 hours, you should really reheat it or you should really put it in a cold storage na. So, depende. Depende yon. Kaya, very important yung time and temperature control pagdating sa pagkain. So, yun siya. Okay? Then, last but not the least, is to consume fresh food and clean water. So, yan. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that what you buy in your supermarkets or what you buy in the markets is really fresh. And you try really to avoid as much as possible overstocking your food. Kasi, yun nga, hindi na natin na-assure yung freshness ng pagkain natin kapag hindi tayo nagiging aware doon sa mga dates ng food natin, expiration dates, tapos yung mga binili natin ng mga fresh produce, di natin alam, medyo nabubulok na pala siya. So as much as possible, we really want you to buy fresh food and clean water from safe sources. So yan yung ating fifth step for practicing food safety at home and also for those home sellers.
Yes, kasi nga ang dami ng nadagdag sa mga food business owners ngayon, 'di ba? So thank you, Miss Mel. Alam mo, I believe people should be reminded talaga that these steps might seem simple, might seem obvious, pero ako nga hindi ko alam yung kailangan pala pati nails mo and yung 2-hour temperature rule. So these can all contribute to avoid the spread of diseases, mapa COVID-19 man or ibang foodborne illness. So siguro yung next question ng mga tao is, I know we've all been home for the whole summer and madami na siguro yung talagang gustong kumain at your favorite restaurants. Pero right now, since medyo limited pa yung services ng restaurants natin, what are the guidelines naman po for food service establishments regarding food safety in this time of COVID?
Oo, nako. Janine, I feel you because I really miss going out also, and of course, 'di ba, we are working with restaurants nga, so most of the time I'm with them, I'm talking to them. So nami-miss ko na 'yon. Then on a personal level, I also miss the time that I can eat my favorite dish in my
Yes.
favorite restaurant together with my family and friends. But yun nga, we want to take this one step at a time, dahan-dahan lang, until such time that we can do all these things together again, ano. So for restaurants and generally, there is already a guideline set by the DOT, the Department of Tourism, for you to open your businesses. And this will not only be a guide for businesses but also for consumers. Kasi 'di ba, tayo ngayon mas conscious na tayo for the health and well-being of ourselves and of our families. So ito both serve as checklist for the dining public and for businesses. So I just gathered 4 basic steps. It's coming also from US FDA, which we also try to get some guidelines from. And it will be really useful for them to start their business right. Kasi 'di ba nung June 15, they are allowed already to have some dine-in services at a limited capacity. So
Yes.
ito very important na malaman nila. Okay?
Okay.
So yung first step natin, Janine, hindi lang pagkain yung dapat clean, but also the people who are making your food or preparing your food. The employees must be healthy and clean. So how do we ensure that the health and well-being of the employees? First and foremost, there will be a health declaration that should be done by employees in terms of making sure that they are free from COVID and other diseases. So meron talagang checklist na ibibigay sa employees, and makikita natin dun kung okay ba sila, okay yung health nila. And the second one is we try to maintain the checking of the temperature, and making sure also yung employees natin, they are equipped with their personal protective equipment. So sa restaurants, hindi siya katulad dun sa hospital na yung PPE, iba yung ginagamit of course sa restaurants. So ano ba yung personal protective equipment ng mga restaurant employees? Of course, they have their hair nets or yung hair cap. Then they have their clean aprons. They have their face mask, their face shields. They also have their gloves. They also need to wear their clean working clothes and yung kanilang protective covering para sa shoes. So yun yung third na ginagawa natin sa employees natin. Then we also advise them to do their personal hygiene in terms of hand washing for at least 20 minutes. So every 20 minutes dapat naguhugas talaga sila ng kamay. And they make sure that the workstations that they are assigned to is clean and sanitized. So yan yung mga ginagawa natin for our employees. And very timely itong dinidiscuss natin because now more than ever, we need to really educate our employees on food safety. So napaka-ano natin dyan, napaka-strict natin on food safety because that's the responsibility of the businesses to provide safe, nutritious, and healthy food. So that's for employees. For the consumers naman, this can also apply to them. Whenever they go to a restaurant, they are required to wear mask na. Then their temperatures are also checked. They get also the contact details for contact tracing. Tapos meron din tayo yung mga sanitizing mats. Ako personally, bumili ako
Ako
ng
din, meron
sanitizing
din ako
mat.
niyan, Miss Mel.
Yes. Oo. So meron akong sanitizing mat. And really transparency is really important dito sa guideline na ito. If an employee is not feeling well, make sure na i-report niya ito agad sa kanyang supervisor and doon sa business. So hindi talaga kasi allowed mag-work ang isang taong may sakit.
And
So
kahit
sana
symptoms pa lang, 'di ba, Miss Mel, dapat i-declare mo na.
yes, oo. Symptoms pa lang. Halimbawa, very unusual na parang napagod ka or may masakit ang ulo mo or medyo mainit ang pakiramdam mo, you have to report it agad sa inyong supervisor or sa business para hindi na rin tayo makahawa. Because at the end of the day, sabi ko nga, everything that we do for food safety is a shared responsibility. It's not only coming from the businesses, it's not only coming from the employees but also to the consumers. Sa mga consumers din, wag na din kayong lalabas kapag hindi na rin maganda po yung feeling niyo or pakiramdam niyo. So yan.
Tama.
So that's the first tip natin for food safety in businesses. Second one, ito Janine, medyo na to. Na-discuss na rin natin to kanina. So clean and sanitize. So for restaurants, they are really required to clean their surroundings at all times. For example, yung mga dining area natin, di ba, may mga barriers yan. So, dapat nililinisan nila yan. Yung mga working stations nila, nililinisan nila. Even yung mga common areas, yung mga toilets, they are required to clean and sanitize them for parang every 2 hours. So, very important yan. Even your utensils, your equipment, clean and sanitize. And of course, yung pagkain ninyo, dapat mini-maintain nyo din yung cleanliness. So, you have to clean your ingredients with water. You have to clean them thoroughly with clean water.
Oo nga, Miss Mel, that's another concern, no? Like, yung mga nagluluto ng gulay, ng prutas, do you just wash it under water? Dapat ba 20 seconds din? How will you know kung safe na siya to cook or to eat?
Oo. Usually, experts say that in order for you to ensure that your ingredients are clean, the washer himself or herself must have clean hands. So, bago ka maglinis ng mga ingredients, maghugas ka din muna ng kamay kasi baka mamaya mag-transfer ka ng mga microorganisms mo dun sa food. Then most experts would also say that clean water is enough. For those people who are using mga other solutions, yung iba kasi gumagamit ng baking soda, no? For example, there is a study already saying na effective naman siya, 1 teaspoon of baking soda per 2 cups of water for 2 minutes. So medyo isusok natin yung yung fruits and vegetables natin doon. But for others like vinegar, salt, there is no scientific evidence na nakakatulong siya. But it doesn't mean na masama naman. So, what we are trying to avoid kasi, Janine, is yung maging contaminated yung pagkain natin ng mga other chemicals eh. So, no talaga maglagay ng mga sanitizing solutions ha. Don't put sanitizing solutions to your food. Kaya ako, personally, I'm just using clean water. And I wash my hands before I clean my ingredients.
Thank you, Ms. Mel. Sige.
So, yon. The third one is Ayan, nako Janine. Siguro yung mga katulad ko na may family sa province, ito yung nami-miss natin, ano, yung social interaction. But right now, we are still maintaining social and physical distancing. Kasi nga, sabi ko kanina, yung transmission ng COVID and maybe other contagious diseases, it's really human to human transmission. So for social and physical distancing, we have a minimum number of meters kung gaano kalayo ka sa isang tao, and that is between 1 to 2 meters, or in feet 3 to 6 feet. Kasi yun yung most least likely na matransfer sa iyo yung mga droplets or yung mga discharges. And this will only be effective also kapag constantly nyo itong ginagawa. So, ang sinasabi ko nga, Janine, the main way for us to fight COVID is through discipline.
Minsan kasi 'di ba, Miss Mel, parang I forgot what the word is, pero parang nagkaka-fatigue na tayo sa dami ng kailangan nating bagong practices na gawin, like washing your hands and social distancing. Parang minsan matetempt ka na, baka ngayon pwede lang. But no, you're right. It's so important to stay disciplined kasi you never know and safety first talaga.
Yes, oo. It's really a sacrifice that all of us must make. For the employees, even if they're in the kitchen only, they should practice pa rin social and physical distancing. They should provide signages for the employees, for example, na i-remind sila na hindi dapat talaga sila maglalapit even in your mga breaks. Hindi dapat sila nagkwekwentuhan ng malapit. Yun. So that's for employees. For those naman who are consumers, for the dining public, you should also maintain social and physical distancing. How do we do that? Usually we put in mga signages nga. We put in markers, and we have a designated waiting area, and yung pick up natin, usually it's on a single area lang. So hindi nagpapalit-palit kung saan tayo kukuha ng food natin for take out or for pick up. Tapos we try also to avoid yung mga self-service. Yung mga self-service natin kasi nga yun, pwede kasing magkaroon ng maraming tao on a single station. Then, we also try to avoid yung mga display ng mga food items kasi 'di ba, pag may display diyan, people would tend to flock and to see yung natin, yung ating food display. So 'yun, social distancing. Oo, social distancing talaga is very important now. Now that we are in this pandemic. And last but not the least, ito Janine. Hi! Ito talaga, naging suki ako nito. Ikaw ba? Naging suki ka ba nito?
Yes, Diyos ko. Kabisado ko na po yung delivery protocol. Sige, Miss Mel, please elaborate.
Okay, so yon. So the fourth guideline for food safety in businesses would be ensuring protocols for delivery and pickup. Most especially on the first few months of the quarantine, 'di ba? We are only allowed to have deliveries sa mga select food establishments natin. So we want to emphasize that to ensure safe deliveries, we have several ways to do that. The first one is your cashless payments. Yan, Janine.
Ang mga online payment ngayon, napaka-importante.
Yes, yung mga cashless payments natin, or what we call the money transfer applications. At isang example dyan would be our very own GCash. So,
yes, I love GCash. It's the best.
Yes, GCash. So in GCash kasi, besides doing the cashless payments or other transactions, you can also help the environment because when you do transactions, you can actually plant trees.
Yeah,
Alam mo ba
oh
yun,
my
Jenny?
God. Opo, that's one of my favorite yours.
Oo. So, yun. So, you can actually plant trees. And that is very timely for the celebration of Arbor Day on June 25. So, yung importansya ng mga puno natin, i-commemorate natin sa June 25. So, GCash is really supporting that advocacy of planting trees. So yun. So that's cashless payment. So making technology our friend ngayon.
Yes,
So yeah.
kailangan.
Oo. Tapos yung mga delivery apps naman natin, meron na rin din silang mga cashless modes of payment. So that's one. Then the second one would be contactless delivery.
Mm-mm.
Ayan.
I've experienced this, Miss Mel.
Oh, so ano yung na-experience mo dyan dito sa contactless delivery?
So, ang ginagawa po, pagdating po ng rider, dala
Mm-mm.
niya yung order mo, of course, pero may dala rin siyang parang stool. So, imbis
Mm-mm.
na iabot niya sa'yo yung order mo, ipapatong niya sa stool para dun mo kukunin. So, bale, hindi na kayo nag-interact ng rider at na-maintain yung social distancing.
Yes, very good. So yan din yung mga na-experience ko. Sa akin naman, what the rider will say is can you put a chair outside? Then doon niya ilalagay. Then the rider or the delivery guy is really also equipped. Meron siyang face mask, naka-glove siya. So ano talaga very limited yung contact mo doon sa magde-deliver sa Then for you, as the recipient of the delivery, dapat i-inspect mo din, dapat yung packaging din is malinis. So, some would also wipe the packaging, yung packaging ng solution or ng water or ng alcohol, depende kung ano yung gagamitin mo. But we also encourage yung mga restaurants natin to use eco-friendly and sustainable packaging because at the end of the day, we also want na malesen din yung mga waste na ma-generate natin. And as much as possible, sana, we don't want to add to the burden. Kasi at the end of everything else, in order for us to achieve good health, dapat good health din yung environment natin, di ba? So, iniiwasan natin na dumami pa yung mga problema natin. Not only the pandemic, but also other problems in the future.
True,
So,
Miss
yun.
Mel. I feel like we're generating so much trash now dahil syempre bawal muna ngayon yung bring your own lalagyan or bring
Mm-mm.
your own tumbler. So, sa tingin ko kung o-order ka and then you receive a lot of disposable plastic, then you can try to make it into an eco brick na lang or
Mm-mm.
i-recycle mo ng maayos para hindi siya napupunta sa landfill.
Yes, correct. Oo. And sana yung mga ginagamit din, it's something that is reusable, something na you can use also in your homes para hindi naman natin siya itatapon, di ba?
Tama.
So, yun. So that's the four basic guidelines in order for businesses to operate safely in time of pandemic. Yeah.
Ayan, guys. So, to all the people who are like me and Miss Mel na talagang namimiss na rin kumain sa labas, these are the guidelines for our favorite restaurants to operate safely during this time. Pero aside from that, I think, Miss Mel, yung guidelines na sinabi mo, maa-apply din to ng mga bagong online food business and basically all of us who
Mm-mm.
order food, who get food deliveries. So, I'm sure the safety of you and your employees and your patrons are your utmost priorities. Kailangan talaga natin din maging honest. If you don't feel well, you have to be honest. Alam ko sobrang
Mm-mm.
sipag ng mga Pinoy, pero ngayon it's best to stay home if you have symptoms or if you don't feel well. So, siguro
Yes.
Miss Mel, last question. Paano
Mm.
ba natin maiiwasan ang food waste, especially now that we really need to be conscious about the safety of the food we eat?
Oo. Nako, Janine, actually, food waste, it's not only a national problem, but it's also a global problem. And when we say food waste, it poses challenges on the environment, on 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 basically the resources that we have, and even on our pockets, 'di ba? Pag nag-aaksaya ka ng food, nag-aaksaya ka din ng money.
Yes.
So yan yung mga considerations na dapat natin i-address pagdating sa food waste. And to show you basically what food waste does to the environment and to the businesses and even to our homes, I have here a short video, and let's watch this first.
Reducing food waste is one of the major challenges that restaurants need to address. Wasting food means wasting energy and resources that went into producing them. More important to businesses, if we are wasting 1/3 of the food produced in the world, this means that they are throwing away as much as 33% of their potential revenue. In our country, more than 80% of the biodegradable waste is food waste.
Ayan. So yan, Janine. It's so sad, because 1/3 of the food produced in the world never reaches our plates.
Oh my God. Ang taas, Miss Mel, ng 80%.
Oo, dito sa Philippines, 80% nung solid waste natin, nung organic solid waste natin is food waste. Mataas talaga siya. And yun nga, in terms of food security, masyadong controversial yung issue ng food waste because there are a lot of people that are going hungry, especially nung kasagsagan pa nung ating quarantine, di ba?
So, even now, di ba?
Yes, even now, oo, hindi pa naman tayo talaga nakakabawi. We are just starting. We are slowly getting there. But there are some places pa rin na hindi pa rin talaga fully open. So what we want really to emphasize here is your food waste can be a direct consequence of our fears or our misinformation regarding food safety. That's why we want to provide you with some tips para hindi kayo agad nagtatapon ng pagkain ninyo. Kasi 'di ba yung iba, konting lang natatakot tapos tapon agad yung food. Pero yun kasi talaga yung parang protocol ng food safety. When in doubt, throw it out. But again, if we are educated enough on food safety, maiiwasan din natin yung food waste. So we have the first tip that we can share with you, and that is basically planning ahead. So when you say plan ahead, buksan nyo muna yung mga storage areas nyo, yung refrigerator nyo, tignan ninyo ano yung available sa pantry ninyo before you buy your food. So make sure you have a list and make sure you plan also the menu or the meals that you will be eating for a week, let's say. So, yan yung importansya niyan. Para hindi kayo bili ng pagkain. Kasi di ba nung mga first few weeks, nagkaroon tayo ng panic buying.
Yes, lahat takot na takot. So, yes, madaming nag-hoard.
Yes. Oo. Nag-hoard na mga kung ano-ano, pero nabulok rin naman. Hindi rin naman nakain nila lahat. Natakot lang talaga sila. So, what we really want to do is to really manage what you buy and what you use pagdating sa pagkain. So, the second one is yung checking the labels and yung expiry dates. Ito, importante ito talaga. Kasi may mga pagkain tayo na we have to make sure that they are really safe to eat para hindi din natin sila itatapon. And one of the things that you need to check would be yung expiration dates. Yan. So kung gagamit kayo ng mga food and you want to store them for a long period of time, choose the food na mas mahaba yung expiration dates. So, yan yung ating second. So, yan. And make sure na registered din yung mga pagkain na binibili ninyo. Kasi yung mga hindi registered, natapon din.
Nako. So, check the labels, guys. Sounds very simple, pero malaking bagay.
Oo. Then, the third one is ensure proper storage and preparation of your food. So, nagbo-boil down pa rin tayo, Janine, doon sa idea ng time and temperature control. So, dapat sa mga bahay natin, properly functioning, for example, yung mga storage equipment nyo like your refrigerator, your freezers, your chillers. And if you don't have one, or if you have like a storage area lang, make sure it's a cool, dry place. Very common yan. And wala dapat na rodents and pests na po pwedeng pumasok sa inyong storage area. And make sure that the packaging of the food is properly sealed. So yon, para hindi mag-attract ng mga insekto and mga pests. So yan. So that's for storage. For preparation naman, we have to ensure yung temperature talaga. So proper temperature. So I would suggest, even at home, you invest on the kitchen thermometers para ma-check nyo talaga yung tamang temperature ng inyong mga food.
Wala ako nun, Miss Mela. Sige nga. That's a good tip.
Oo, invest kayo. Pero usually, yung mga ovens natin, may mga built-in silang thermometers, di ba? Pero dun sa mga countertop na mga niluluto natin, kailangan talaga natin ng thermometers doon. So, yun. Okay? Next is, and then, buy products you can reasonably consume. So, it's in relation to your planning ahead. So, avoid overbuying of your products, most especially yung mga perishables nyo. Kung wala kayong mga freezers or proper storage area, huwag kayo masyadong bumili ng pagkain. And we also encourage you to buy yung mga ugly fruits and vegetables natin, Janine, kasi hindi sila pinapansin. Oo. Ang term natin ugly, pero it's really yung mga imperfect na mga fruits and vegetables natin. Yung akala mo pangit lang siya sa labas. Pero pag binalatan mo naman, it's just the same as the beautiful and aesthetically appealing ones. So,
baka kasi yun din yung nagko-contribute sa food waste, no, Miss Mel? Porket merong konting gasgas or something, hindi na siya pinapansin. So guys, don't judge a prutas by its labas.
Oo. Huwag niyo i-judge yung mga fruits and vegetables niyo by their discolorations, their shape, yan. Because at the end of the day, they are as nutritious and as safe as those that are perfectly looking ones. So, yun. And sabi mo sa akin one time, ginagamit mo din sila sa mga smoothies mo. Yan.
Yes, Miss Mel. Since this lockdown kasi, so ako lang yung nagluluto. So minsan nga nakakalimutan ko na gamitin yung isang gulay, tapos parang malapit na siyang, parang papunta na siya sa hindi na siya pwede. So before that happens, lahat ng mga perishables gagawin ko na lang na shake or dip, or parang be resourceful na lang kung paano mo gagawin na hindi masasayang yung food.
Ayan. Okay, speaking of resourceful, that goes to our last tip to avoid food waste and maintaining food safety. Be creative with your next meal. So, since majority of us are still staying at home mostly, so it's your time to be iron chefs, master chefs.
Ay, kasama na ako dyan.
Yes, oo, di ba? Kung ano-ano yung pwede mong gawin with your leftovers, with what's available in your storage, food storage area or food storage equipment. So be creative, be innovative, and try really not to avoid your food as much as possible. So yung adobo mo kinagabihan, dagdagan mo lang siya ng rice for tomorrow. It will be adobo fried rice, di ba? Something like that.
Tama.
Yan. So that's actually the end of my presentation now. So I hope that a lot of you have learned a lot of tips, practices na pwede nyo magamit in your homes, businesses, and to reduce food waste. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Mel. Alam ko we talked a bit about this na, pero I feel like I learned so much more today. So thank you po for all your tips. And I'm sure makakatulong to sa lahat ng mga pupunta sa restaurant, sa lahat ng restaurant owners, sa lahat ng nag-o-order, at saka sa lahat ng nag-start ng online food business. So thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Mel.
Welcome, Janine.
But guys, di pa tayo tapos, okay? But before we proceed with the next part, I would like to invite everyone to support WWF Philippines fundraising campaign so we can support the lives of those who work tirelessly to support us, our families, and the environment. So while we are currently experiencing very challenging times, as we all know, We believe that by working together, we can all rise above this crisis. So now you can see on your screen our GCash QR code, our favorite GCash, as well as bank account numbers where you can send your donation for our environmental frontliners. So any amount will go a long way. And if you can share this also with your friends and with your family, malaking bagay po para sa ating mga environmental frontliners. To learn more about WWF Philippines and to find out how we can help hashtag change the ending for the planet, visit www.org.ph or simply visit our Facebook page where we are now and click the Learn More button to support our environmental frontliners and partner communities. So thank you guys dahil you're all helping us and helping our environmental frontliners. Hashtag change the ending. So moving on, Miss Mel, thank you again. Talagang I'm sure our audience learned a lot as well as I did. So we are now opening the floor for questions from our audience. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to write them down in our comment section. In the interest of time, we will be covering only 2 to 3 questions. So remember, may game pa kasi tayo at may pag-giveaways where you can win WWF merchandise. But let's see if we have any questions here for Miss Mel. Okay, meron na. Miss Mel, question number 1. Pwede po ba dumikit ang virus sa mga meat na kinakain ng raw, katulad po ng sushi at sashimi?
Okay. So, as mentioned a while ago, Janine, even your food can be a form of a surface. So, pwede din talaga na yung ating mga droplets ay pwedeng makapunta sa inyong raw meat. That's why right now, from what I get coming from the food service industry, they actually avoid serving raw food ngayon. So, pwede, may posibilidad. Oo. Tapos, yung ang kailangan natin dito talaga for now is to really put temperature intervention. So, kailangan talaga lutuin yung pagkain. Kasi yung COVID, SARS-CoV-2 virus, heat sensitive din siya. So, namamatay siya sa init.
Yan ang sinasabi ng lahat ng tao. So, it applies also to food, Miss Mel. Another question po. Paano lilinisin yung mga gulay na galing straight sa palengke?
Sa palengke. So, I think nasagot ko to kanina sa discussion ko. You have to clean your hands first before cleaning your produce. And usually, we use only water, clean water for removing them. And you thoroughly brush, lalo na yung mga gulay natin na nanggagaling sa lupa. Kasi 'di ba may mga soil na kasama. So you really want to brush the dirt thoroughly in your clean water. Yan.
Like Miss Mel said earlier, guys, kailangan clean and sanitize. Hindi pwedeng clean lang or sanitize lang. Kailangan both. Okay, thank you, Miss Mel, for answering your question. Actually, Miss Mel, meron akong pahabol na isa pang tanong. Personal question. Yung 2-hour rule, ibig sabihin po, kailangan within 2 hours, malagay mo na siya sa ref or maluto?
For example, nag-order ka, Janine. So, nakita mo dun sa Grab delivery app mo, in 30 minutes, papunta na siya sa'yo. So, we are assuming na freshly cooked yon, di ba? Yes. So, pag within 30 minutes nakarating yun sa'yo, and mainit siya, so above siya ng room temperature, so safe naman siyang kainin. Pero kapag nakalampas na siya ng 2 hours, it's either you reheat the food or you store them na malamig. So, di ba meron tayong temperature danger zone na 5 to 60 degrees Celsius. So, you have to heat your food above 60 degrees Celsius and you have to store your food below 5 degrees Celsius. So, yun siya.
Thank you, Miss Mel.
Oo, pag dumating naman within 2 hours at okay naman yung temperature, okay naman siyang kainin.
Okay. Noted. Actually, wait, sorry, Miss Mel. Merong pang pahabol na question before we go to the game, guys. Last question. Do you think that big restaurants should be required to have a food safety officer to ensure safety of the consumers?
Yes, because it's already placed in our Food Safety Act na dapat meron tayong Food Safety Compliance Officer talaga. Kapag may restaurant ka, meron ka dapat FSCO. So, yan ay nasa batas po natin talaga. Even without COVID, mandatory yan.
Actually, a lot of the sanitation measures, Miss Mel, talagang nandyan na yan dati, di ba? Pero now talagang kailangan lang na mas masinop, nag-ramp up lahat. And we just really have to be disciplined. Tama?
Yes.
Okay. So again, guys, thank you so much for your questions. So here's the moment we have all been waiting for. Simple lang naman ang game natin. And this is just to test what you have learned from this session. So Miss Mel will be asking you questions. Actually, ako na lang palang magtatanong ng questions para si Miss Mel ang magbigay ng answer. And you will be given only 10 seconds to answer. So paunahan lang pong i-type ang answer sa comment section. And the WWF representative will be sending you a message on how you can get your prize. Ready? Ready na, guys? Okay, pabilisan lang to ha. Okay, game. Miss Mel, let's start.
Okay.
First question, when is World Food Safety Day?
Ako, kanina binabanggit natin yung dyan paulit-ulit, Very easy.
Alam ko yung answer. 2, 1. Okay, time's up. Miss Mel, the answer is?
The answer is June 7.
June 7. Got it. Okay, next question. Give at least 2 symptoms of COVID-19.
Ayan.
Actually, ang dami palang symptoms, no, Miss Mel? And
yes.
if you feel one, kailangan talaga sabihin mo na agad. Okay, time's up. I hope you guys were able to answer.
Ayan. So actually kanina, di ba, ang dami namin binigay sa inyong list of symptoms from the most common to the more serious ones. So you have there fever, tiredness, you have aches and pains, diarrhea, shortness of breath. So we will be checking your answers, pero maraming possible answers dyan. Okay? Ready na tayo sa question number 3. Janine, ready na? Okay. Sige. Ako na lang muna magbabasa siguro ng third question. So, a minimum of blank seconds is needed to ensure proper hand washing. Yeah.
Ayan.
Okay. So, Janine, sige, change naman tayo. Ilang seconds ba dapat tayo naghuhugas ng kamay thoroughly?
20 seconds. And guys, kung bored kayong magbilang lang ng 1 to 20, pwede niyong i-google kung anong kanta ang 20 seconds ko. Alam ko pwede yung happy birthday at kung ano-ano pa. So, make sure na 20 seconds ang inyong hand washing.
Yes. So, yan. Tama. Tama si Janine. 20 seconds. Okay?
Next question. Physical distancing is observed by having blank meters distance from another person. So how many meters should you be distanced from another person? Time's up, Miss Mel. Ilang meters po ba at feet?
Oo. So, yung question natin is meters. So, that's 1 to 2 meters. Pero kung feet ang ating question, it's 3 to 6 feet. Yan.
Malayo-layo din talaga, no, Miss Mel?
Oo. Talagang so near yet so far.
LDR muna. Okay, next question.
Yes. I think last question na natin to, Janine.
Last question na. Okay.
Yes.
Give one practice to prevent food waste. Ang daming binigay na tips ni Miss Mel kanina. Simple tips and some tips na talagang ngayon ko lang din natutunan. So, ano ba yung tips na yan, guys? Time's up, Miss Mel?
Okay, so I think yung last part nung session natin kanina, I gave 5. The first one is to plan ahead. Second one is check the labels and the expiry dates. The third is storing and preparing your food properly. The fourth one is buying only what you can reasonably consume. And the fifth one is, ano nga yung fifth one natin?
Get creative with
Be
your food.
creative in making your meals. Yan.
Perfect. So was that our last question, guys? May nasagutan ba kayo? So our WWF representative will be sending you a message on how you can get your prize. So congratulations to all the winners, guys. And ang
Yay!
dami talagang nakasagot, ah. So talagang ang dami nilang natutunan from you and the Stockness Smell. So thank you again.
Thank you, Ren. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Janine, for giving me a good time also in discussing food safety, everyone's business. Yeah.
Again, guys, before we wrap up the show, we would like to invite everyone to support WWF Philippines fundraising campaigns for our environmental frontliners. In these challenging times, let us help the people who work tirelessly to ensure that we are well fed and that wildlife and their habitats are protected. So, flashing now on your screen is our GCash QR code and bank accounts where you can send your donations. Of course, we will also be posting a link to a post-assessment survey on the event page of today's Panda Talks webisode. So after the show, please help the team know how we can provide a better learning experience for everyone through Panda Talks. So if you have any suggestions or comments, please let us know. And that concludes the 6th webisode of Panda Talks. We hope we inspired you to live sustainably and to apply the new learnings we got from today's show in your daily lives and in your future on this very timely and informative topic. So stay tuned, guys, on WWF Philippines official social media pages for announcements on future Panda Talks episodes. And you can actually watch also previous webisodes on our Facebook page. So again, thank you so much for spending your time with us this afternoon, guys. Again, Miss Mel, thank you talaga. I had so much fun talking
Thank
to you. And
you.
ikukwento ko sa family and friends ko lahat ng natutunan ko sa Panda Talks today. This
Thank you,
is
then.
Janine Gutierrez, guys. I'm WWF Philippines National Youth Ambassador. Now signing off. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, guys.